So you're playing some critical ops. It's the first round of the game, or the first round of the half. Who cares? The point is that you only have 800. You decide to buy Kevlar. Your ping isn't doing too well because I guess you're streaming or something, or maybe your sister's downloading free movies in the background, but for whatever reason, it's high. You miss a couple of really easy shots because you can't aim, that should have been headshots. You crosshair placements all over the place, you pick up a GSR off the ground, and you run towards B. You then decide to go back, finally hit that guy you should have hit way earlier, take forever to notice the guy who's snuck up on your teammates, and then have one of them get killed. You go back to spawn because you know someone's going to try to come through, you kill him. Wait for a little bit, you reload, you sit, you camp and spawn, you try to shoot this guy but you can't aim so you miss every single shot. You hit one at the end, you hit another, and then somebody gets the kill without you getting an assist. Guess that's how life works. You pick up dual MTXs off the ground, you run towards B. Think about going through the stairs, you jump onto the head of the guy, you go through, go up through house and down up the stairs. You pick up an MR96 off the ground, try to get a wall bang. You miss twice, maybe because of lag, maybe because you're just bad. You don't reload because you're an idiot. You miss two really easy shots, you don't reload fast enough, and then you get knifed because you couldn't shoot. But for whatever reason, the round's over, and now it's time to buy into the second round. You've got 2,950, plus the 150 you saved from the other round, plus a couple of kills. So, what can you buy, and what should you buy? I got those Hi guys, what's going on? Stu here, back with episode 6 of the How to Play Critical Ops series, this time covering the economy of the game. Now, this guide might not stick around very long, since weapon buffs and nerfs as well as changes to kill and round reward might heavily alter how the economy functions, but the gist of this should still stick. This is also in relation to a standard 24-round competitive layout, as a game with unlimited rounds never has a reset of the economy, and therefore most people tend to build up a large pile of money, making this completely useless. Now that the boring stuff is out of the way, let's cover what the economy really is. The economy refers to the in-game monetary system, not the credit ad watching system outside of each individual match. The economy is an essential part of the game that defines what weapons and equipment players can buy at any given time in the game. At the beginning of each round, there's a 20-second buy time in which players are able to purchase whatever they want from the buy menu, permitting they have enough money. Money is earned through two ways, getting kills and winning/losing rounds. On the first round, players are initially given $800. A kill with any weapon scores them 300 more, and winning 2,950. Losing a round will still net you some cash, but only $1,250. The better guns cost more in this game, as they should. This means that the team with more money can buy better guns, therefore giving them an advantage over the team with less money, because they'll have to purchase worse guns. It's pretty simple. Now, this is where it becomes a little bit tricky for the team that's losing. The winning team might want to save a bit of cash just in case they lose the equipment they buy on the second round, but if confident they can fully buy into the following round with armor and rifles, SMGs, whatever they choose. They know they're going to have an advantage going into this round, so they can buy pretty much whatever they want, as long as it's better. However, the losing team needs to purchase weapons to have an equal chance against the winning team, but they don't have the money to. What the losing team will often do is save the money they earned by purchasing nothing or purchasing cheap weapons like an upgraded pistol and Kevlar. This is what's commonly called an eco round. Ecos have two goals: save money and damage the economy of the other team by killing their players and taking their guns. The goal of an eco isn't often to win, but rather to attempt to turn the economy in their favor by, damaging the enemy team's economy, by killing them, taking their guns, and earning a little bit of cash for themselves. The pattern of buying and ecoing that I would recommend is to buy the first round, force buy the second round, save the third round, and then full buy the fourth round. Why? Well, the amount of money that the losing team is rewarded after they lose a round steadily goes up as they lose more rounds in a row. You're normally going to lose on an eco, so we'll assume that you're going to lose. Everyone should buy on the first round of the game, as there's no reason to save that $800. It's not much. On the second round, teams can upgrade their pistols and purchase armor to look for picks and damage the economy of the enemy team. On the third round, teams can save the 1700 that they earn for the next round. And on the fourth round, teams can fully buy with an additional 2150. However, this isn't for every scenario. Depending on the amount of money a team already has saved up, they will only need to eco a certain number of times, so you have to do a little bit of mental math. Assuming you get no kills, how much money will you have next round? Your team? The rewards for the losing team follow this pattern: 1250, 1700, 2150, 2600, and all the way up to 3050, increasing by 450 for every round you lose in a row. Now, there isn't really a trick or an end-all be-all solution, so you just need to keep the economy in mind, do your math, and buy and save appropriately alongside your team. However, I still want to offer you guys a few little tips that you can keep in mind to make things work out a little better. First tip: buy with your team. Buying at the same time as your teammates will ensure that you and your team will have the best chance of winning, as buying at different times causes weaknesses that can be easily exploited by the enemy team, putting you in 4v5s or 3v5s, since you might have 3 AKs and then 2 GSR 1911s. Tip number 2, don't always force buy. I get it, you feel like you can do really well and you just need one more MP5 to wreck these newbie noobs, but if you save for one round, maybe really well, maybe even $1,000, you may be able to get an AK-47, which will help you much more than an MP5. Tip number 3, drop weapons when you have the extra cash. Is your team struggling, but you're playing like a god? Drop weapons for your teammates. The amount of money you have caps at 16,000, so keep that in mind when you're playing. If you're going to run out of, or you're going to not get the full reward from the next round, you might as well drop an AK for the guy on your team who has to buy an MP7. Plus, it makes you look like a good guy, or girl. 4, if you're winning, try not to spend all of your money. Keep a little bit left over for a rainy day. You want enough saved up that if you lose the round you're currently playing, you'll be able to buy fully with an extra $12.50. Don't waste your money. And finally, tip 5. Purchase weapons depending on what you think the enemy team is going to do. If they aren't going to buy anything, you might not need to buy a super expensive weapon. Check out my other how to play critical ops videos to find out exactly which guns are good or bad and for which situations, so you can make good purchase choices. I hope this video helped and covered some things that you might not have been paying attention to or didn't think about. Don't forget that this is just a guide, and buying different weapons at different times is up to you and your own strategies. I just think that's important for the critical ops community to understand and utilize the concept of ecoing, as I hardly see players doing that, and it would give them a much better chance. If you have any ideas for future topics for me to cover, let me know in the comments below. This is Rhubarb Stew. Keep on cooking.